What's up everybody, it's Igo, and we're back at it with Xenoblade. So I actually went through this whole episode without hitting the record button, because I'm a real smart guy. So we're just going to go through the cutscenes together, and we're going to watch them, and then I'm going to give my thoughts as we go through some of the cutscenes. There wasn't too much in this episode in between the cutscenes, so luckily it's not too grave or unfortunate that we missed those cutscenes in the original take. Especially considering I have played through the game, so I have seen many of these cutscenes before. And this cutscene's quite interesting. This gives us a lot of information about the history of Pyra, Mythra, and Malos. That thing is so cool. So cool.
The body may die, but never the soul, which is merely passed on. Souls flow onward, born and reborn, forever part of the great ether stream.
Why friends make grave here? Can we not take Biggie Pon home to village?
He'd want to be buried where he fell. It is traditional amongst mercenaries.
I'm so sorry, Vanda. If only I hadn't listened to those people, you'd still be... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. No matter what, those guys would have tracked us down eventually. What matters is that Vandam saved all our lives.
Yeah, he did.
For now.
And he'll be saving your life even in the future, man. Everything he taught you.
You're right.
I won't forget your words, Vandam. Ever. I'll fight my own war. With Pyra. Pyra?
The music. It's so well done.
Are you alright?
A string section always just makes me melt on side as a string player.
I was worried that you might not. Wake up. Pyra. You know I've got to ask. That thing that happened yesterday, you called yourself Mythra?
What? I am...
I'd like to hear that too. That power, it wasn't normal. Is that the true power of the Aegis?
Oh yeah, it
I
is.
think
And
you owe us an
it's pretty
explanation.
darn
It
great.
was pretty crazy.
Tora want to know too. Pyra was super strong. Why so strong, huh?
No, don't pressure the girl.
Well, the thing is, I mean...
Here comes Mythra! And she's pissed as usual.
Pyra?
Azurda knows. He knows what's up.
Why?
Huh?
Why did you wake me up?
Huh? What?
I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to come back. I left everything to her so I'd never have to use that power again. But then you woke me up.
Woke you up?
If you hadn't been so useless, none of this would have happened. I wouldn't have had to use this power. Didn't you listen to that Van Damme guy? He told you to hold back. He told you to run. But you just had to push yourself, idiot. Look where it's got us now.
You
really messed up.
don't have to tell me that. I know, all right. I knew I was being an idiot.
She's awfully harsh.
Rex.
But I couldn't hand you over to them. I wanted to keep you safe.
Aw, now she feels
What?
bad. His relationship with Pyra Mythra is
If you've got questions,
very
you can ask
interesting and
her.
entertaining.
I'm out of here.
That's
Bye.
also cruel, Mythra. You're just putting it onto Pyra. You're putting all your problems onto Pyra.
That's not fair. Everyone, I'm very sorry about all that. Malos and I are Aegises. Blades born with a terrible power, strong enough to destroy the world.
Malos is another Aegis.
Long ago, there was a man who climbed a world tree, hoping to make it to Elysium and meet his creator. But when he arrived at Elysium, he found it empty. So instead, as proof that he had reached that divine realm, he brought back 2 core crystals, Malos and me. And once he made it back to Allrest, he awakened Malos. Why he did it, I can't say. For greed, for power, or perhaps... When Malos awakened, he wielded his world-shaking power without restraint. To him, it was natural. He had never known anything else. I was awakened by a driver who was determined to stop Malos's rampage. So Malos and I fought. I fought with all my might and succeeded in defeating Malos.
Super cool robot. Super cool robot.
Not without a price. 3
I'm a
great
Gundam
Titans
fan, so
fell
like
in the
giant
struggle.
robots are just kind of my thing.
After the battle, I sealed myself away to ensure that power would never be unleashed again. I took the form you see now and fell into a long slumber. That was 500 years ago.
The Aegis War. The man who awakened Mythra was Adam, hero of the lost kingdom of Torna. Adam fought as Mythra's driver to protect the world from Malos. We Titans played our part in that battle too. It is our calling to live alongside humanity after all.
Gramps?
Adam hid Pyra's sleeping body inside a great ship and sunk her to the cloud sea's floor where none could abuse her power.
So that day, that's the ship that we... That's how Pyra and I...
I believe it was fate that we met each other. Otherwise, my sister would never have woken up.
You call her your sister?
Mythra and I used to talk together. In that dream of Elysium where you met me. We promised that when we were awakened again, we'd go home to the real Elysium. And then we would fulfill our real purpose.
And that's defeating Malos again.
I'm very sorry about Mythra. She didn't mean all that. You have to understand, she came out because she wanted to protect you. She broke her own seal for you. Even used her power as the Aegis. The flame powers I use are just a shadow of her strength. Droplets of excess energy trickling through the seal.
So what you're saying is,
Don't worry about it.
you're super weak compared to
She was
Mythra,
right. This was all
which is
my fault.
absolutely true, and Mythra is a more useful
I'm
blade.
just glad
Also true. Although Pyra was nice to have in your
that you
party,
finally managed to
because you
open
can
up a little.
switch her
Also,
out in
thank
between
you
Mythra,
for
and then you have a
protecting
fire
everyone.
blade
I mean,
in your party, which is quite
protecting.
useful in a lot of scenarios.
Me?
Your powers are incredible. I could feel the truth behind the legends.
I'm sorry.
You apologize a lot. You know that? I guess you still feel guilty about the Aegis's power, right? But I don't want you to have to apologize anymore. I hope I can help you move past that. No. I know I can.
Rex,
Power depends on the heart of its wielder. That's what Vandam said. That's why your power is the power to protect. The power to keep everyone safe and smiling. I want to do the same. I'm gonna be the kind of driver who can protect you in turn, I promise. Make a girl cry? That's not gonna fly. Make a girl smile? You pass the trial. That's the third rule of the Salvager Code.
He definitely
Yeah?
made all of those codes up.
Rex, Rex! Can you help Tora with repairing of Puppy, please?
Okay, I'll be right there. Oh, yeah. What's for dinner tonight?
how does meatball pot ofa sound?
Delicious.
I'm like
Can't
90%
wait.
sure that's on her affinity chart, and we had to make that at some point.
That's my Rex. Never loses his smile. And that's what keeps us all going. Reminds you of Adam, don't you think?
Good job, Zerda. You failed the test.
What's this?
So, Cole slash Menoth's back,
Then go
and
to
this is
Ingol.
also really important.
That dagger's owner will tell you how you can get to Elysium.
This is a blade weapon, right? Who's its owner?
The man who was once my driver.
Your driver, huh? But then...
Cole is a blade. We fought together in the Aegis War. Yes. His real name is Minoth.
Blades not get old, though. Why Cole look so old?
Because I'm one of the cursed ones. A flesh eater.
Flesh eater?
A blade who has been fused with human cells. A long time ago, before the war, Some sought to test the limits of Blade's potential. I am a product of their experiments, one of the unlucky ones who was tainted by their folly.
Why would ancient people do that?
It seems that by combining Blade and human, it is sometimes possible to create Blades with extremely unique powers. But only very rarely. Most experiments were failures, and I was no different. I gained nothing at all, and lost my immortality to boot. I likely won't last much longer.
Grandpa?
Before I go, I want to see where your path ends. That dagger will aid you. Will you do this for me?
Of course. Oh, but can I ask you to do something too?
Namely?
I was wondering if you could write a play about Vandam.
About Vandam?
Yeah. I think his story could inspire a lot of people. Once I find Elysium, I'll come see you again. Show it to me then?
An interesting notion. Perhaps that is the least I can do. Very well. I'll do it. So see you make it back here in one piece.
So this
Understand?
concept of blade
Absolutely. You have my word.
flesh eaters is a really important concept we'll get into later, involving some other characters who are also similar to Cole. It's really interesting. It's one of the things that makes the whole blade driver system way more complex than it was originally intended to be. And now we see the man himself. Next. These next couple of cutscenes are a little bit shorter than that one. That one was quite long. But there was a lot jam-packed in there.
I reckon the quickest route is back to Argentum, ship to Moor Ardain, then on to the Praetorium.
If we're lucky, there'll be a guild ship at the port.
Can't say no to a free ride. Let's go and see.
It doesn't cost anything?
Salvagers can board guild ships for free. I'll negotiate for you guys too.
That would be big help.
I would just like to mention that, oh, I hit the wrong button here. We had to pay for all of them to go on that ship. It was not free for them. It was 3,000 gold, which isn't a lot, but we still had to pay those dirty little Napon cheap merchants.
Hey, it's Rex!
Rex come back alive?
Rex have many sidekicks now.
Quite the little celebrity, aren't we?
Well, you know, I've been trading here for a while. Anyway, I'll find us a ride to the Empire. You guys go on ahead to the inn.
Sounds good. See you around then.
And then we head to the end, and we get a kind of an interesting moment per se that I think is pretty funny. I quite remember this part of the game quite well, particularly this cutscene, just because it's hilarious to me. I don't know about you guys.
Right, so it looks like we're heading out tomorrow. Everyone, make sure you're ready by then.
Understood.
Affirmative.
The tea here is lovely.
You can find quality goods here from all around, Allrest. You like the place?
Yes. If there's time before we leave, I think I'll have another cup later.
Feels so good to rest in a proper inn after a long voyage.
Yeah, it's good to be on familiar shores again.
This is where it gets interesting. Surprise! I think this is hilarious.
How did you... What? What are you doing in my bed?
Wait!
You're in the boys' room.
Get out! Interloper! Monster!
Wait a minute, would you? Ow! You're the one in my room. The guy's room, see?
Huh? I can't believe it. I did it again. I am such an idiot.
Is this what they call sleepwalking?
You were staring.
Huh?
Pervert!
Whoa, what?
She's certainly exposing an awful lot of skin.
She is.
Hot meat kettle.
Would you care to explain?
I still don't get that, and I've seen this cutscene like 4 times.
Sir?
Have you looked in a mirror recently?
Nope, still don't get it. I don't think I will.
Hi, Pyra.
Oh,
Wholesome pyro
Morning.
moments. They're
Listen,
great.
About earlier.
I'm sorry about Mythra. She gets very confused when she's just woken up.
I see.
It didn't get violent, did it?
No, I didn't do anything weird. Not a thing.
No. It was more Mythra I was worrying about.
Oh, right. I guess she did throw a thing or two.
Oh no. So that was where that came from.
Get yourself together, man.
I'm sorry.
Her eyes are up
Did it hurt
there.
a lot?
No, not at all. Really, I'm fine.
Are you sure? Honestly,
Oh, I never
I
even
thought it was
noticed
still
when I
really
watched this cutscene in the past what Tora was doing. That's funny.
To be young again.
Indeed, indeed.
We need a little romance in our lives too, eh?
I don't know about that, Azurta. You're like this big man, and I've never seen any other talking titans other than you. Think, right? Yeah. Pretty sure I'm right on that. And there's one more cutscene I want to say for this episode. Yes, yes, this is the last one. Got Bridget and Morag back. We get to meet the king.
Aegeon.
Yes.
I have returned from my assignment, Your Majesty.
Welcome back, Morag. You too, Bridget.
I'm honored.
It is good to see you again, Bridget.
You look well too, Aegeon.
Of course he does, he's a blade. Well, there are some ugly
So this
blades out there, I
Aegis
will admit.
truly was the genuine article.
Indeed.
And the boy?
From his garments, he appeared to be a young salvager.
I would be most interested in meeting him.
That can be arranged.
We
Jen.
have received reports of an attack on a ship headed for the Praetorium.
A transport vessel.
Yes, carrying a cargo of core crystals.
Core crystals. Torna's work then.
Most likely. According to a lucky survivor, the culprit was a masked man.
Jin. It must have been him.
This is the third time.
Jin is ruthless.
From what I hear, Urian vessels have also suffered significant damage.
My sincere apologies. This is all my fault, Your Majesty. I let that Torna girl off lightly. I should have interrogated her more.
You set the captive loose because you felt it necessary, did you not? That is enough for me. Besides which, if this really is the doing of that masked man, I doubt he would have been stopped, even by an army 5,000 strong. We have more pressing issues to consider.
Jin could
Such
take a whole
as?
army by himself. I would
The
agree.
Senate have independently resumed the excavation of Judicium.
The pro-war faction. Senator Roderick.
The loss of those core crystals must have made them restless. Judicium is a very delicate region. It would be unwise to provoke Uriah.
I understand your meaning. If the Senate make any unsavory moves, we can take action.
I'm counting on you, dear sister.
And I want to say that's it. Yeah? Alright, that's the last cutscene for this episode. Sorry it was so cutscene heavy and I didn't talk quite as much as I usually would in a video, and we didn't have, you know, some of that time in between the cutscenes, but I forgot to hit record. I'm really sorry about that. I'm going to make sure I hit record for the videos in the future, that way that doesn't happen. I'm actually about to go record the next episode right now. Thank you, all of you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.